All right, let me go over that again. Wendell Roberts Jr.'s daughter, who was married, pregnant, expecting a child, was out jogging one day and she was killed. This is over a year and a half ago. And I got an update on that, Facebook as well as from my daughter, Paris, that the trial of the murderer, her abductor, is over. The man was sentenced for life without parole for, I guess, in Kentucky, down in Russellville, Kentucky. But they are now moving into a program that they've tried to establish where they will be working with families who have lost loved ones through tragedy, such as they did through a murder or something like this order. And they are asking for everybody to pray that this organization will take off and will be beneficial to others that have gone through similar circumstances as they have. So keep this program in your mind. I have no idea what it's called, and it was not on Facebook, so I don't know. Back in the 1980s, I served a church in southeastern Kentucky. Good little church. In fact, Ruth and I went down a week ago Friday to visit with them because I have a lot of friends, a lot of people down there that I love dearly. And as I was serving this church, the first year I was there, I was amazed at something that happened while I was there. It came around Mother's Day, and after Mother's Day, the congregation went down to about 1/3 of what it was, and I looked around and said, where is everybody? They have what a tradition down there which they call decorations. Beginning the Sunday after Mother's Day, the cemeteries all have their day of decorations. It lasts for about 5 or 6 weeks on Sundays. Each cemetery will choose a particular day in which they would have decorations. And the idea was that the families would come to the cemetery maybe very early in the morning, bringing a picnic lunch, and stay all day until it turned dark, and it turned out to be a family reunion. And the idea was they were emphasizing the idea that we will remember our loved ones. It's a good practice. And one of the things that they said when I was down there this past week, a couple of weeks, was that they were afraid that it was going to come to an end because their kids are not interested. Many of their kids have moved to other parts of the area. They are not having the decorations. They don't come to the decorations. And one of the ladies who was a good friend of ours looked at me and says, Phil, after we're gone, nobody's going to remember us. I can see that. I've heard Steve make the same statement several times. He said, when the last one of the 4 of us die, who's going to take care of the cemetery? Who's going to take care of our graves? I think it's good that we have a Memorial Day, which we remember our loved ones. I think it's great that we can cherish the love and the compassion and the experiences that we've had through life. As we approach this Memorial Day, though, I want to say that I'm proud to be an American, aren't you? I'm glad that God saw fit to have me born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in which I can look back and say, I was the most blessed person in the world for being an American, and so were you. I don't know of another country in this world, even today, in which I would want to live in than America. And I want to say that I am proud to say that there are many people today They have sacrificed their lives to preserve the freedoms and to preserve the United States of America the way that I can remember, I think I've told this here before, of listening to Vacation Bible School to one little boy about 5 years of age saying the pledge to the American flag. And I listened very carefully. The next day I listened carefully to make sure he was doing this. He said, "I pledge allegiance to the United States of America." He would not say America. And I love that, because I do believe that our nation came as a result of God's grace, God's miracle, and God's guidance to the point that we have a proud nation. For you who have served in our services and protected that, I appreciate you. If you have family members, I had a very dear second cousin that I lost during the Second World War. They never did find his body. He's still in MIA. So we all have touched by that. We all have been touched by family members who have gone on to the reward. Walked through the gates of heaven, and now I can see Rory, by the way, running around, talking to Dawn, talking to Irene, talking to Peggy, talking to everybody else, not staying put. You know Rory as well as I do. I can just see him just going all over the place. Isn't it great that we have these memories? But even with what I'm saying, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about some of the things I have seen in my lifetime that I feel is not for the better, but for the worse. I've lived through 12 presidents. Now, I don't know how many presidents you've lived through, but I've lived through 12 presidents. And I want to say that the things that are happening, I don't think are related to party. I don't think it matters whether it's a Democrat or Republican or Demo-Republican or Democrat or whatever you have in the office. I don't think it matters. There happened to be 7 Republicans and 5 Democrats during the time of my lifetime. I don't think it really matters. What matters is our relationship to God. And if you look at our nation today, you will find that our relationship to God is getting further and further and further away. President Obama has made a statement that we are no longer a Christian nation. I don't know whether you agree with that or not. I do. It might be one of the few things that I do agree with. I knew I should have said that. Gail looked this morning at the title of my sermon, America the Beautiful. And I said to her, I said, notice the question mark. She said, yeah. I wish, or something. I can't recall exactly what she said. But what's wrong with our nation today? What are some of the things that we as Christian people need to be concerned about? Now, I've tried to list my fond thinking this morning, and by the way, this is all opinion. I want you to know this. But I have listed it as A, B, and C. First of all, addiction. Now, when we think of addiction, we think of the idea of drugs and alcohol, and that is a problem, and I appreciate Ruth and what she does in her going about trying to help in her way to be able to restore. And some of these people that are addicted to drugs and alcohol are good people. They're good people. Some have accidentally got addicted through prescription drugs and so forth, and I don't think we need to sit in judgment. We need to sit and help them. But there are other addictions that we have in our world today. I remember walking into Ruth's business down in Ashland where she works. And I looked at some of the counselors and says, by the way, I'm here because I'm addicted. My wife was with me. I said, I'm addicted to her. And he said, well, that's a good